And so the first thing, like, if you don't take anything else from this conversation, what I want to tell you as someone who goes through seasons of this, that the most beneficial thing that you could do for yourself and everyone involved is to accept, yes, sometimes I'm going to have these seasons. And yes, it's the reality of my situation. I want you to start with accepting reality, accepting what is. Whether you haven't shown up to class for weeks, you haven't texted those people back in months, right? You meant to call so-and-so, but now you feel like too much time has gone by and you don't know how to do that. Whatever the ghosting situation is, accept that, yeah, that's what I did. Because when we can accept a thing, it starts to remove the shame from it. Shame is what's eating you up. Shame is the thing that will make you feel so awful on the inside. Shame is what's feeding that critical voice that's telling you, see, that's why you don't have blah, blah, blah. Like, this is why people don't trust you, or this is why you don't have leadership positions, or this is why you won't finish the dissertation, or this is why you won't graduate. Whatever that voice is telling you, shame is feeding that voice. And the way that we start to reduce shame is we speak truth to it. We name a thing. We like, I did not show up to that meeting, right? So in my situation, I didn't do my part of the research team. I let weeks go by. It is not saying it from a place of, and that's why I'm an awful person. It's just simply naming, this is what happened. Once you can get to a place of naming, like, this is what happened, then you want to put an end on the end of that. Like, I didn't show up for 3 weeks and I was dealing with life. I didn't call that person back and I was taking care of myself. I didn't write any pages and that's okay. Because when we can start to put an end on the things, we further remove the shame from it. Where we get ourselves in trouble is thinking like we're supposed to be this perfect versions of ourselves all the time and that we should be superhuman and that life don't ever happen to us. And when we are so caught up in our shame, we don't tell people the truth. We don't even tell ourselves the truth, and we definitely don't tell people the truth. So when you don't tell people the truth, they don't know what's going on with you because you are over here trying to be superhuman and you're trying to keep all the balls up in the air. You're not being honest about you need help. You need help, or you can't do the thing that they asked you to do right now. If y'all are just coming in, tell me, hey, how you doing? And if you have questions or you want any coaching, whether it's about this topic or something else, let me know. I'll be happy to coach you. But the thing is, when you're ghosting people, is to first be honest about why are you ghosting? And to even say I'm ghosting right now, to have the self-awareness of I'm ghosting. And this is why. And that reason is okay. I don't care what the reason is. It's okay. It has to be okay. Why? Because it happened and we can't argue with reality. Excuse me, y'all. I've been talking all day and it's only when I come on Instagram that my voice gets to like clogging up. I think the chakra is trying to tell me something. But we first have to accept reality, because then when we can accept reality, we can start to reduce the shame. When we can reduce the shame, then we can start to take responsibility. So going back to my example about being removed from a research team, I had to eat that. I had to be like, yeah, because I wasn't showing up and I wasn't doing my part. And we can hold space for my life is falling apart, a relationship is ending, I don't know where I'm going to live. We can hold space for all those things. And it doesn't change the impact of me not showing up to this research team. And that doesn't mean that those people didn't care about me or they didn't want to support me. It's just for this one research team, I wasn't going to be a part of it, but they were still going to show up and be friends and help me. Where we get into trouble is we start to convolute everything. You think that if you don't turn in a draft to your chair, or you don't turn in that assignment, or you don't, start your exam process, you think that one thing determines if you're going to graduate or not. Those are separate. But if you are only having this conversation up here and you're not talking to people to say, here's what I'm going through, here's how it's impacting me, here's how I need help, you will get caught up in that cycle. I'm looking at my notes if you see me looking down. This requires you to be courageous. I know what I'm saying sounds really simple, and I'm sure some of y'all gonna tell me, you don't know what it's like. My situation is different. It's been too long. I messed up too many times. They're sick of me. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. At some point, we have to stop and say, yes, that happened. It's been this amount of time, and I did this, and it's because of this, and that's okay. But this is what I'm gonna do moving forward. Moving forward will be hard. Moving forward will feel like walking through molasses in a way. Moving forward will be like, I'm never going to come out of this hole. But the more you can practice courage, the more you'll be able to move forward.